everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Romena. Today I'm going to be making a very special recipe. It's our traditional lamb cookup rice. This one was requested by one of my viewers, so thank you very much for requesting this. I will try my best to show you how to recreate this recipe in the comfort of your own kitchen. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The ingredients you will need for this recipe is coconut cream, broadleaf thyme, chopped shallot or scallion, chopped celery, chopped onions, basil, some ground ginger, dried basil, chopped carrots, dry thyme, fine leaf thyme I should say. This is chopped garlic, some chicken cubes, and I have my beans here that I soaked overnight, black eyed peas. I also have some bok choy that I chopped already, basmati rice, and I have my lamb shoulder that I marinated overnight. The last and final ingredients you will need is very important and very essential to this cookup rice. So this is grown in Guyana. It's a rare form of basil with a sweeter taste, and this makes cookup rice what it is. It's called married man pork. I know you guys didn't just understand what I said, but it's called married man pork. So I got mine from Guyana a few years ago, and I brought it back here and froze it. So whenever I make cookup rice, I have to put it inside. But if I pass by the West Indian store, I always try to pick some up and add to my collection. If you can't find this, you can substitute it with more basil. Please check the description box below for all of the measurement of the ingredients that we're using for this recipe today. I'm going to start with my lamb. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of coconut oil into my pressure pot, and I'm going to fry my lamb down because I want all the water to be evaporated. You don't want the strong taste of lamb in the cookup rice. If you don't have a pressure pot, you can use any pot. You just have to fry the meat for a little bit longer. With a pressure pot, it takes 10 minutes. So while my lamb is frying, I'm in a separate pot. I'm going to start to saute my garlic and my black eyed beans. After I add my black eyed beans, I just pour some water in, just a little bit to cover it so that it can boil to halfway. When I pour the rice in, it needs to boil the full way, and you don't like your black eye to melt up in the rice. You need the beans to be whole at the end of it. So your meat should look a little like this, where all of the water is evaporated. And now I'm going to put some fresh water to boil it. So I just put the lid on my pressure pot. It's going to pressure for about 10 to 12 minutes. So now that my beans are parboiled, I'm going to go ahead and add most of my ingredients one by one. Onion, scallion, shallot, some married man pork, dry basil, dry fine leaf thyme, chicken cube, ginger, basil, and some broadleaf thyme. So I'm just gonna roughly chop up my fresh thyme and the basil here before I put them into the pot. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my coconut cream into my black eyed peas. I'm going to give it a nice big strain to take out all of the husks from the coconut. My lamb is done pressuring, but make sure you release the steam out of your pressure pot before you open it. I'm just going to check the texture of the meat to make sure it's tender enough before I put it into my beans and rice. So the way I check my meat is, okay, don't call me weird, but it may be hot, but I always take my finger and try to squeeze it, and once my finger break it up like that, it's good to go. So I'm going to pour my meat and the broth into my cook-up rice pot. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my pre-washed basmati rice. The reason why we call this cook-up rice because you can add everything you need in one pot. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my rice and beans to simmer on slow heat for about 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my freshly chopped vegetables because I want them to not overcook. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my veggies, my chopped veggies. You want to make sure that you're stirring your pot occasionally so the rice doesn't get stick to the bottom of the pan. So guys, this recipe is very versatile. You can substitute the beans with any beans of your choice. Also, you can substitute the meat with any meat of your choice. You can also use the marinade that I provided in the description box below for your meat, or you can use your own. Feel free to exclude the meat if you're a vegetarian. Just be sure to follow these same steps and your recipe will turn out just fine every time. Another thing you can do is make this recipe spicy or mild. My husband liked spicy, so I'm going to put this whole habanero pepper into steam. So guys, here it is. This is what it should look like when it's done. I'm just now going to go ahead and plate it. So I have some thinly sliced tomato and cucumber and 2 stems of cilantro to add some garnish and some freshness to the dish. So this is pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below and leave me a comment for any recommendations you would want to see me make next, and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Leave me a comment. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you like this video, okay, Ashley.